Leveling the Playing Field, 2016. The main objective of this research is to redefine the current dogma the media or advertising gives to women. By further investigating what can be done to reach equity, we can accomplish removing all stereotypes set on women and rebuild what it means to be a female athlete and female sports fan. Although women are equal to men under the law, they are not equal in the world of sports. Sex appeal rather than the recognition of a woman's athletic accomplishments is irrelevant. A woman's body is not portrayed as strong, muscular, or dedicated like a man's body is, but instead is seen more as a pleasurable object to the eye. Females' bodies are exploited through bikini or seductive photo shoots rather than competitive action shots in uniforms as men so oftenly are portrayed. The lasting image of the 1999 Women's World Cup is still known to be when soccer player Brandi Chastain ripped off her jersey, revealing her sports bra in excitement after scoring the World Cup penalty kick. A harmless act that was not meant to be interpreted in a pretentious or sexual way, but a simple form of expression. But this harmless act drew media and fans into a frenzy that impacted female athletes to further be seen in a sexual light. Following the game, Brandi Chastain was approached to do a semi-nude photo shoot. She agreed with the intention of gaining popularity for women in sports. The bigger issue is that many media outlets do not want to portray her or the rest of her teammates as historical accomplished athletes in uniform who overcame adversity and triumphed on the world stage with determination and athletic talent, but instead displayed them as sexual objects. Throughout history, women have found it difficult to make good, credible news. Plenty of research have found that women are often disrespected in the media, as athletes are stripped of their abilities and given commentary about their sex appeal rather than their talent from even the most popular media reporters. Research from 2007 shows Don Imus, a popular talk radio host, went on air to comment on the prior night's National Collegiate Athletic Association's championship game. He went on to call some of the opposing teams nappy-headed hoes, while the opposing team took the sexism criticism by being called cute wannabes. If sexist and racist commentary wasn't enough, airtime on women's sports outright ignores the female gender almost completely. ESPN coverage provided light commentary on women's games, but the commentary was sexual objectification of women. A total of 2.2% of airtime was dedicated to reporting on newsworthy content. For the methodology section, selection of the participants will be through convenience and cluster sampling at a popular Major League game, and it will be collected over a time period of a year in Dallas, Texas. Dallas has 5 Major League teams within the city. Data will be collected in the most popular home game during a single season. After the selection of the most popular home game is finalized, a survey team will be sent to the site to collect data in the form of a structured survey and/or focus group. The studies would have been open to anyone over the age of 16 of either gender. The data collected from both genders would serve as comparable data for future usage. But for the time being, the data would simply focus on the female gendered participants. The focus group questions are open-ended and have follow-up questions that allow categorization of data to be analyzed. The location was based off of the 5 teams that were located in Dallas, Texas. Among them are the Texas Rangers, the Dallas Stars, the Dallas Mavericks, FC Dallas, and the Dallas Cowboys. The setup of the survey site will be located in the 3 main entrances of the facility. In order to entice people to come participate, posters of powerful statistics of unequal pay, airtime, coverage, and sexist quotes will be posted all over the booth. People are usually unaware of the differences unless shown proof that equity does not exist. The survey will consist of general questions at the beginning to gather a starting point for all the data, but the further along the participant gets into the survey, the more specific the questions get. Below are the developed focus group questions, beginning with the most general to the most specific. The survey questions were developed on a linear scale, 5 being the most agreeable to 1 being the most disagreeable. The following are examples of statistics that would be posted at the booth. On the left, there's a U.S. national soccer team's gender pay gap, and on the right, women's sports score when it comes to any other most watched competitive match. The phrase "shrink it and pink it" was created to describe the approach many companies took in designing women's clothing, meaning essentially that women's products were smaller versions of the men products with pink pigment and rhinestones added so that you knew they were marketed towards women. All these products play a stereotypical perception of femininity, and in ways are simply a contribution to gender washing that starts in childhood with the pink princess aisle in the toy shops. In conclusion, the collection of this data will provide to be beneficial to both up-and-coming athletes and fans as well as current athlete and fans. The establishment of role models that stand up to underlying issues that were addressed is what is needed to further this process of change. Support along with awareness is only the beginning to implement changes in organizations which will further teach about values and social norms. Actors and athletes should begin campaigning on what it means to have equity in an organization. Promotion could cause involvement of more women and girls in all areas of sports. Men and boys especially need to develop accountability in the issue. Sensitivity training would be required in order to broadcast any type of coverage on women that may involve sexism or humorous content. Gender equity should be taught on every level in every organization to ensure full understanding of this serious issue that can be changed. All it takes is the first step towards awareness. The following references were used during this presentation.